Nancy Cortez is at the White House. Nancy, good morning. We also saw First Lady Joe Biden visiting Ukraine over the weekend for Mother's Day.
Good morning, Nate. That's right. The White House tells reporters that the First Lady has wanted to go to Ukraine since March. And of course, we know that her president has expressed his desire to visit as well. But in the end, she was the one who got there first in a trip.
Still riding on 70-year-old achievements? Brother, we're American. We literally have justified endless bloodshed in the nearly identical way that Vladimir Putin is right now. For the are you familiar with our recent history or contemporary American foreign policy? Hello? We literally fucking talk about World War II. That's it. That's the last time we got a dub. World War II is the last time we got a dub, and since then, our military has been taking L after L after L at the behest of the military-industrial complex, taking the fattest of dubs, which is, permanent state of war, means like we can fucking keep funding weapons, funneling weapons to people that will ultimately become our enemies, so that we need to make even more weapons and justify even further military development. You know what I mean? That's it. That's what we do. We won the Iraq War. Oh, yeah. Oh, we won it so hard. Yeah, when George W. Bush opened up that mission accomplished banner, dude, on that fucking carrier, it was... Putin is literally just doing America shit right now, and he hasn't stopped doing America shit. But of course, only America gets to do America shit, so Americans are very fucking upset that other countries are trying to do America shit in like smaller ways, okay? And it's something that I try to, it's something that I try to use to describe to the chatters who have lived with like an American exceptionalist, pro-American imperialist attitude, to like recognize, like, if you hate and despise what Vladimir Putin is doing, which is completely normal, okay, he's doing despicable and horrifying shit, then you need to understand that like it's exactly the fucking same. But Americans are too busy, at least like the supposed liberals and the supposed left and social democrats and whatnot, are too fucking busy yelling at like a 900-year-old tree sentinel, okay, who says things like Donald Trump would have been better overall. He's the only American politician who would try to stop this from happening because of his alignment with Vladimir Putin, which, for the record, is literally true. That's what liberals say all the time. They literally say Russia never had to invade Ukraine under Donald Trump because Donald Trump was a Putin puppet. But then you confirmed what he's saying. Why are you getting mad at him for literally saying what you've been saying for like the past fucking, 7 years, dude? Anyway, the more base that Chomsky is, the more online anarchists dislike him. Curious? No, because they only care about Chomsky when he's like making the argument that you should just vote for the Democratic Party because it's still marginally better than the Republican Party by virtue of the Democratic Party's stance on like at least recognizing climate change in comparison to the Republican Party's like outright denial of climate change. And he's right about that, but also at the same time, like it's still, it's a very tiny fucking, it's a very tiny part of his commentary, and everyone only cares about that. It's like basic harm prevention is a morally consistent position that Noam Chomsky has. And it's kind of wild that like that's the only shit that like these supposedly online bread tubers care about. And then everything else is designated and like the only reason why Chomsky is like a blacklisted author and the only reason why I love him personally is because of his analysis and his many, many years of being a consistent anti-imperialist. You know what I mean? That's like you can't, I don't know, you can't be a fucking stan of Noam Chomsky and then turn around and be like, yeah, it's really fucked up that his like main work, his pivotal work is actually the part that we shouldn't care about. Right? Anyway. There is no logic in extreme conservatism. They lie, they deceive, they aren't held accountable anyway. Yeah. Thank you, the real Noam Chomsky, for the 5 gifted subs. He's in here right now. It's him. He's 900 years old, but he's on Twitch. He's a big watcher of mine. He's dope, but doesn't he deny the Armenian genocide, though? What? Why are people making shit up about Noam Chomsky? This is the funniest thing that people do always. He's like, oh, he's a supporter of, like, the Serbians genociding, like, everyone. He doesn't believe Albania has a right to exist or something. Like, or they'll say, like, he was a supporter of the Khmer Rouge. It's like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? You know who was a supporter of the Khmer Rouge? The dude that got a Nobel Prize, okay? Bro, he supported Pol Pot. He supported Pol Pot. It's like, no, he didn't. No, he fucking didn't. You know who supported Pol Pot? Henry Kissinger. Idiot. Shut up. Bro, Kosovo. Yeah. Anyway, I don't care. I think ultimately it's like inconsequential. It is so inconsequential, specifically because, like, it's incredibly inconsequential because, like, it's Noam Chomsky. Like, we're talking about a person who has zero, like, not even fractional power in the grand scheme of things. Like, none of you have any power, and it's just like people who consider themselves to be leftists, like, wanting to feel better about themselves because there's other people that there's other people out there with, like, different points of view than that deviate away from what they are getting funneled into their fucking brain, into their dome. My great grandma is royalty that fell when Pol Pot did the thing. She fled to Paris and then moved to Virginia. Chomsky doesn't deny the Armenian genocide, but wants to classify it differently because it wasn't a genocide. It wasn't genocide mobilized on the scale of the Holocaust, and classifying it as such diminishes how bad the Holocaust was. Paraphrasing from his words. I mean, yeah, whatever. Noam Chomsky literally has ties to arms dealers that supplied the Rwandan genocide, though. Weird person to stand. What? Okay. Anyway, look, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Noam Chomsky is not even a fucking Leninist, dude. Jesus Christ. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, the only good take that Pol Pot had was his glasses take, okay? Yes, if you wear glasses, you should be murdered. Nerd. What, you can't see? What, do you read too many books? Get fucking murdered, nerd. Yeah. Anyway, here, let's watch. First Lady
came together
Ukraine.
just a few days ago. First Lady Jill Biden arrived in a Ukrainian border town Sunday bearing flowers for the country's First Lady, Olena Zelenska. Zelenska has not been seen in public since the start of the Russian invasion. Her location and her children's kept secret during the war.
I wanted to come on Mother's Day. I thought it was important to show the Ukrainian people that this war has to stop.
Хочу наголосити на тому, що we all feel your support and we all feel the leadership of the US president.
Фінансова допомога Україні.
Her husband, Ukrainian President Zelensky, spoke with some G7 leaders on Sunday, including President Biden, who joined the call from Wilmington, Delaware. The group announced that all 7 countries.
If I recall correctly, Chomsky denies the Khmer genocide too. That is literally not true. That is literally fundamentally incorrect. The only thing he did originally was to say simply the crime of stating, and he was wrong on this, the crime of stating that I would be careful when considering the American numbers on this issue. Okay? To which he immediately fucking said, I was wrong. But it's actually really important to mention this because, like, people do use this misinformation. all the time, and it doesn't matter. Okay. He had a Hassan dying on this hill moment. Yeah, it's just like people are so fucking funny with their analysis. Don't you find it rather strange that it's always like anyone who deviates away from the imperialist line that gets held to a standard that absolutely zero people, whether they're thinkers or legislators, people who fucking write foreign policy, people who literally are holding on to the levers of power, they never get held to that same standard, okay? Never. They can be wrong the entire time. They can be wrong across the board. They can be wrong directionally. They can be wrong on purpose so that they can justify their endless bloodshed. And no one will fucking ever think about that. You have all of these like Bush era psychopathic fascists that were able to completely revitalize their image and get celebrated within liberal circles and become like the Lincoln Project or whatever the fuck, even though they have the blood of Iraqi babies in their fucking hands, right? Like straight up, they're just bloodthirsty, genocidal freaks, and they're totally fine. They're fine because they lied to the entire planet. They're all okay. They're all, they're allowed to be wrong. They're doing it even when they're wrong. They're doing it directionally. They're doing it for a good purpose overall. But when it comes down to it, like, oh, Noam Chomsky had a fucking oopsie moment. Oh, that 70 years ago, we should literally point to that when talking about his current take on Ukraine or whatever. It's so stupid. If you're like a leftist on the internet and you're trying to dunk on like a 900-year-old man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this person is powerless and so are you. You're no different than Stan Twitter going after their favorite Minecraft content creators, okay? They have no power. They recognize that they're powerless, so they're trying to fucking clean up like in every like small tiny circle that they can, okay? Except they can't change Noam Chomsky's perspective on anything because he doesn't know you exist, okay? Unless you send him an email, in which case like he will definitely respond to it. Everybody talking about how they hate cancel culture until it comes down to an opportunity to shit on like an otherwise like completely random and powerless fucking prominent leftist thinker. Okay. Every standard deviation you are away from a Republican, you are allowed to have one bad take. Yeah.
Countries will either phase out or totally ban imports of Russian oil in an effort to.
You are a regular OM democracy now. You literally have no fucking power in the world. What?
Target one of Russia's biggest sources of income. Many European countries are dependent on Russian oil, and until yesterday, only the U.S. had banned it. Separately, the U.S. also unleashed a new round of sanctions on Russia's biggest state television networks, barred Americans from consulting on business with anyone in Russia, and set a host of new visa restrictions for Russian elites. Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S. welcomed the moves.
We count on all of our friends and allies to help us with everything so we can stop Russia while it's still.
I still think he was right. He didn't deny anything. He just said that we shouldn't blindly believe the U.S. numbers, and being skeptical of the U.S. Department propaganda is always the right approach. Yeah, exactly. Which is why I was always like, even when I like said I don't believe the U.S. State Department propaganda that's being pumped out right now about Russia's like imminent invasion, like what was the alternative? Like, what, you motherfuckers want me to just be like, no, I'm gonna blindly trust the U.S. State Department propaganda going forward? I'm sorry. Like, no, of course I'm not gonna do that. Suck my dick. I mean, like, what is that? If that's your expectation, like, good luck. When you're in a nursing home in 2029, you are still going to be hearing how wrong your correct Russia take was. Yeah, literally.
in Ukraine.
As Russia was celebrating its Victory Day, the U.S. was sending diplomats back to the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv for the first time. Now, this was just.
Fucking asshole said 2029. I'm just, Hassan Positivity Week. You see how that like pushed past? You see how I didn't even care about that and moved past it? Yeah, exactly. Hassan Positivity Week, baby.
A temporary visit, but the State Department is hoping to reopen the embassy fully sometime in the coming weeks. Sharika?
Yeah, at this rate, I'm going to be in a fucking nursing
Turning
home
now to the
tomorrow.
intense debate.
All right. Senate is to vote on a law codifying Roe v. Wade after leaked Supreme Court draft inspires protests all around the country. We are obviously going to talk about said protests all around the country, and we're going to talk about the dog shit approach from the White House. Okay? From the White House. And you know, how worried they are about Supreme Court justices. Look, my only take on this matter is like, I get the discomfort that people feel when they think about like people coming to your fucking house, the veiled threat, right? That you are accessible and we can kill you at any given moment, right? That's basically what they're saying when they protest outside their houses. Like, let's be real. All right. And I, as a public figure, obviously don't like that, because then they're going to be like, oh, well, we're going to come to your house and we're going to do the same thing. Except, one, I only have good takes and no bad takes, okay, that don't justify this level of protest or backlash. And two, and perhaps more importantly, I'm a fucking Twitch streamer, you fucking idiot. If that's your point, you are literally the dumbest, most pathological, most psychopathic person on the fucking planet. You are a complete moron. I am not a geriatric vampire who gets to control your life from an unelected, appointed position that has a lifetime, that has a lifelong position, basically. Okay, there's a difference there. You know, there's a fucking difference there. No, stop saying, where's the positivity? Come on, guys, I'm making commentary. I'm not like responding to an individual right now. This is like, this is normal commentary that I engage in. You need to be able to parse through when I'm making a point and you know, when I'm making a point and like actually responding to like a stupid person. Dude who watches YouTube vids equals SCOTUS justice. Exactly. And of course, the other hilarity of the situation is like, oh no, are you getting death threats? That sucks, man. That's so terrible. Yeah, welcome to the fucking world where like people tell you to kill yourself for having a take on a fucking Batman movie. Like, motherfuckers literally are like, I'm so brave and so fucking sick. Like, I can watch a 3-hour movie. I'm built differently. You fucking idiot. You're weak. You have a bad brain. It's like, dude, you're literally talking about a Batman movie. Like that's the bar for being brave and fucking having a good brain, that you can watch a 3-hour movie. And then half those motherfuckers are like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to kill you. I'm going to shoot you in the head with a gun. I have a gun. I'm outside. I'm going to kill you. It's like, okay. All right. That's, you know, it's Batman. We're talking about Batman. So the point I'm trying to say is this, okay? That the internet is a dark place with a lot of mental illness, and we celebrate that kind of mental illness in the toxic spirals that we engage in, okay? And you know, this is perhaps the first time when that mental illness, wouldn't even consider this to be mental illness, really, is like directional in an appropriate structural way, which is of course precisely why people are going to lose their shit over it. They're like, whoa, hold on. You're mobilizing against us now? Hey, let's not do that. Let's dial it back. Don't mobilize against us. Mobilize against one of your own. Keep fucking fighting amongst yourselves, because that's a lot better. Why don't you keep trying to kill fucking the doctors that provide abortion, or just keep fighting amongst yourselves, you know, hate one another, kill one another, you know, don't kill us. I mean, that'd be fucking weird if you did that. Please, come on, we're in positions of power. What the fuck? Hey, only we get to fucking do violence to you by using the systems that we have all built together, right? Like, only we can do structural violence to you. We can vote on that structural violence. We could actually enact that structural violence through unelected fucking lifetime appointments. But hey, oh God, don't even give us that. Don't turn around and actually threaten us. Please don't. So to all these Supreme Court justices, I have to say this. If you don't like being threatened at your fucking home, just move, right? I mean, isn't that kind of what you're saying to the 14-year-old girl in Texas that was raped and had to travel 72 fucking hours and then wait, or that had to travel to the fucking edge of the state and then had to wait for 72 hours to come back to the fucking abortion clinic to, like, you know, be able to get an abortion? Just move. I don't understand. What do you mean? Oh, no, you're being threatened in your home? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy because you're threatening millions of fucking people, okay? So if you consider this to be an open invitation to come and, like, fucking kill me or something, you're a psycho.